Crowds turn out in Poland to mark 70 years to the day since the start of the Warsaw Uprising, when Polish insurgents took on their Nazi occupiers. This was the moment that brought about the Second World War, when Germany's army, led by Adolf Hitler, marched into Poland in 1939. The Führer was intent on reclaiming territory Germany had been forced to give up at the end of the First World War. Poland's capital city of Warsaw soon fell under Nazi control, and it wasn't liberated from Hitler until 1945. During those years of occupation, thousands of Polish resistance fighters took on the Nazis. One of the most famous examples of that came in August 1944 with the start of the Warsaw Uprising. It began on this day 70 years ago, but the Poles were heavily outnumbered. 50,000 poorly equipped insurgents rose up to fight against the Nazis, but the Wehrmacht had numbers. Despite losing millions of men in the Soviet Union, the Germans could still call on 90,000 soldiers to put down the resistance. And they were able to call on the elite Waffen-SS fighters, 50,000 in total, a feared force who were responsible for some of World War II's worst atrocities. It took the Nazis 63 days to overwhelm the uprising, 63 days in which 150,000 civilians died and a further 165,000 was sent to labour camps. What followed was brutal. The head of the Nazi police, Heinrich Himmler, ordered the city's destruction. This week, civilians and resistance fighters who took part in the battle are being remembered. Former insurgents gathered with 10,000 people this week to watch the premiere of a film about the uprising.
Yes, the world needs this film, but for me it was too difficult, too terrifying. I'm still shaking. It was too much, really too much for me.
Roughly 6 million Poles died in the war and thousands were forced into labour camps. Memorials like this will ensure those who died trying to end Nazi occupation are not forgotten.